Toxic Ink here with the Splatoon Blender tutorial. Now, this tutorial is mainly over how to set your inkling up for animations, you could move the bones, stuff like that. But I'm talking deeper than that. I'm talking eyelids, eyes, mouths, ink tank, stuff like that. Now, I'm sorry that this video took so long to come out. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life. But without further ado, let's get to the point. Now, first off, this is we're going to be using this technique on a lot of things. So, first off, we're going to start off with the mouse, and what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be using shape keys on these. And pretty much what it is that it's kind of like a controller that you can use. You'll see in a second. But what it is that you're using a controller to move it from one place to another, or it's to be changed in some way that you set up yourself. So with one of the mouse selected, you're going to want to go over here, down here to shape keys, and click this twice, at least for the mouse, just for the mouse. For some SFMers that are trying to learn Blender, shape keys, I'm pretty sure shape keys were used the same way to animate the mouse, like opening and shutting. I don't have the skill for that. But this is just a standard tutorial, just kind of keeping it simple. But anyway, with that in mind, make sure you have key 1 selected over here. So, because it's like a lighter shade of gray from the background, you're going to go over here. Now, enter edit mode. And make sure that you're going to want to move this out of render distance. You can tell that's out of render distance in the top right corner when it has all the zeros. Deselect, exit edit mode. That did not work. Okay, yeah, so apparently that did work and I just being stupid. Okay, so now we're gonna go over here. So pretty much you're gonna want to do all this for all the mouse, every single piece. Because you see that once you move this, you see the highlight indicating that it's there and not there, just flashing in and out. That's because you have to do it to every single one of these. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, now just kind of scroll through these, make sure that everything's set up. I'm gonna look at these around, make sure that they're good. Activate that. Alright, and that's it for the mouse. Now we're gonna do the ink tank. Pretty much the same thing, though we're not gonna be moving that out of the world, because that's not gonna work. Now, something you gotta remember with shape keys is that it turns into whatever setting you put it as. So what I mean is that you have one thing in one state and that same thing in another state. Pretty much you're just using shape keys to do just that. So add the 2 keys, and this is just for the ink tank. You can move it down to the point where it's flat, and then deselect or go out of edit mode. Then once you scroll this, you'll see that it'll gradually move. Not like the mouse where it just snaps, but this will you will actually see its movements. Now, for the eyebrows, which is pretty much the same thing as the ink tank. You just kind of have to position it, but you can use multiple keys for this. So I'm gonna bring in 2 just for now, and I'm gonna name it Surprised. I feel like that's wrong. Alright, now how you're going to want to do this is that the easiest way to do this I found is that you actually leave Cycles and go into Workbench. This will give you like a rough sketch. Not a rough sketch. It'll add lights. It'll take out pretty much lights out of your thing and make the only light you have from your camera, and just grayscale everything. And doing this, it's like super smooth. Like you can see this, that it's not really doing it without the grain, which is a good thing. I use this a lot for posing in my animations, which I like to apologize that the next animation is gonna be coming up for a while. I have been doing a lot of posters, and I've been doing a lot of poster requests from people on Discord. I actually have a Discord channel. I'm gonna leave that down in the description. I've been doing, so yeah. I'll make a video of what I made for a while. For the past couple of, well, it's been weeks, about a month. But yeah, so back to the eyebrows. You're gonna want to go into, come back over here. You want to go into edit mode, and then you could just select, it's better you do these one by one. So you can move this up, move that down, still too high, still a little bit too high, up. You kind of want it to hug the head. Like, just like check all the angles, make sure it's good. Because the main reason I say, well, you're not gonna want it too close to the head. The main reason I say that is mainly because whenever you're whenever you're using the controllers, sometimes the eyebrow will tend to clip through the head a little bit. There you go. Just a little forewarning about that. I'm gonna just keep on moving it. Keep on messing around with it until it fits. Make sure you put it back into the head. Make sure they're parallel. You don't have to make it parallel for like one of the motions like I use. Puzzles where it's like one eyebrow up, one eyebrow down. And that looks about good. Now you see that whenever I move this or change the value, the eyebrows will indeed move. Now I'm gonna add like 3 more. So I'm gonna just kind of speed up the process right here. Oh shoot, my video cut out. Damn it. Okay, so this is the point of which the recording decided to cut out for some odd reason. See, I got 4 other ones here. But that main section shape keys was the main part that was gonna take up the majority of the. Let me just make sure this is recording. Yes, it is. But this is a shape keys was the main part that was gonna take up the majority of this video. But now we can get to texture coordinates. When it comes to texture coordinates, it's really freaking easy, because pretty much the texture coordinates is what moves the texture around. So what you're gonna want is two nodes, mapping, and texture coordinate. No. You're gonna want to grab the UV from grab the UV, plug that into the vector on the mapping. Then grab the vector, plug it into the vector for the image textures. And then for the tank itself, you should only have to move the x-axis. No. Y? Yeah. Y-axis. You only have to move the y-axis when it comes to that. So with that in mind, you don't have to use rotation, you don't have to use scale, it's all location. Not to the eyes. That's not the eyes. It's pretty much gonna be the same thing as intake, mapping, texture coordinate. Plug that in. Plug that in. Plug that in. Plug that in there. Now for these guys, for the eyes, you only really have to move the X and the Y. So stuff like that. Alright. Now, I'm going to show you that little trick that I talked about earlier with the eyes. So we all know Villaprexon's little trick that he used to use heterochromia and color like the white of the eyes. Now, I noticed that in some SFM videos that because of the way that the eyes are set up, SFMers would actually be able to make one side like black or another color while the other side would still be a different color from this side. I figured out a way to do that. So this is what you're gonna want to do. I'm gonna move these guys back. Disconnect these. Alright, so mix RGB. Mix RGB. And math node. Set the math node to greater than and put the threshold to 0.1. Duplicate that. Move this up a little bit. Then you're going to go up here, add a gradient texture, color ramp. Then after that, you're going to unplug these guys into one another. So this is the ALB. I'm plugging the ALB into color 2 for the first mix RGBs and the value for the math nodes. Then you want to plug the math nodes into the FAC for the second line of mix RGBs. And from the first mix RGBs, you're going to want to plug that into color 1. Do that for both the top and the bottom. And when I go over here, plug the bottom into, what does it really matter how you plug them in, just as long as they're both plugged into color 1 and color 2. And then the TC out, you'll want to plug those into the FAC. As normally it would be. Want to come up to gradient texture, plug the FAC into the FAC on the color ramp. You're gonna change it to constant. Click the white, 0.5. Bring the alpha down here. Now with that, you should be able to change it. That's not right. Hold up, what? Okay, so I did that way wrong. You don't bring the alpha into the fact, you bring the color into the fact. I don't know why. I just think that's gonna work, but it doesn't. Now as you can see, you have one part white, and you can make the other part black. And you still have like the heterochromia type stuff. That goes red. That goes like a sky blue. Look at that. That's what works. And then it still works with the vector, the texture, stuff like that. Still moves. Just nice. Okay. It's gonna be how to move the eyelids. So you can disconnect this. Move this up here because you're gonna be needing a lot of these nodes. So just copy paste them at least 7 times. I wasn't exactly counting, but we'll see. Make sure they got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Get rid of that. Now, from 0 to 7, select all of the ALBs from top to bottom. Now just to show you, just so we can get a closer look. ALB 0, ALB 1, ALB 2, all the way through ALB 7. Alright. Now minimize these guys for ease. I originally found this way of moving the eyelids from another YouTuber. He's another Splatoon blenderist. I don't know how to say his name because it's like in a other language that doesn't use standard alphabet, the American alphabet. It's like in Japanese or something like that. I'm not too sure. Sorry if I got that wrong, mate. Here's a photo of him. But yeah, alright, so back to the point. I'm gonna bring in at least 7 mixed RGBs. So bring in 1, paste it 6 times. Bring in math nodes. So that's a greater than. Threshold to 0. Paste it 6 times. Value. Then you're gonna wanna plug these first 2 into the mix. To the first mix. And then you're going to plug that mix into color 1. So 0 to color 1, 0 to color 1, 1 to color 2. Then you're going to plug this first mix RGB and plug it into the second. And bring number 2, plug it into color 2. You're just going to keep on doing this in such an order. Then you're going to want to grab the math nodes. input value, plug them into the FAC for the mix RGB as such. And then you're going to want to change the threshold by like 1 every node. It's like 0, 1, 2, 3, but not by the, it's easier to do it by the decimals, just so this faster. And then 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, etc. They're going to plug the value into the value on the mix on the math nodes. Then you can, then after that you have this whole thing assembled. I'm gonna want to go over here, color for the mix RGB, the final one, the last one, the line. Plug it into the FAC on the mix. Now you're gonna see that it has this effect right here. That's because it's on 0.5. If you set it to 0, what do they? Then you can see that once I cycle through this, it has that whole thing. It moves like the eye markings, but it doesn't actually close the eyes itself. That is because you need to do the same thing for the alpha. So you could just pretty much copy paste this, move this down here, get rid of this, get rid of that. Then you can pretty much just go over here and change all the textures to the alpha textures, organized the same way as the ALBs. Once you're done with that, go over here, plug this into alpha. Then once you move this guy and just move this on, you can see that that actually closes the eyes. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll leave a link down to my Discord server down in the description. I'll also give the link to the video that I actually found this this stuff right here, because I did not come up with this myself. But it was in like, I don't know, it was in some other language. Like he was like somewhere from like the east. But yeah. Link to the Discord server down below. Link to the video that I found that did this whole thing. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.